Hello and welcome to another edition of One-on-One Sports Webcast. I'm Christine Williams.
And I'm Joe DiRienzo. We have a great show for you today. I'll be discussing the young phenoms in sports with a few of One-on-One's own potential phenoms.
And I will sit down with some NHL gurus to discuss the upcoming playoffs.
But for now, let's talk about the bright spots in sports. Highlights. Christine, when you're watching the highlights, who's a player that you're always looking forward to seeing?
Well, I'm going to go outside of the box and say Shaun White.
Okay.
Now, he's known for snowboarding, but he's also known for skateboarding, which is his actual hobby, yet he's won gold medals in there as well. He's the first player, or the first athlete to land a Cab 7 melon grab in competition in skateboarding, and that's not even his own sport. And he invented his own trick, the double McTwist 1260, which is 2 flips, 3.5 spins. I mean, who doesn't want to see a guy up there spinning around in the air, getting 20 feet plus of air? That's absolutely insane.
You know what, Christine? I would have agreed with you a couple years ago. There are guys that are catching up to him in snowboarding right now. Torstein Horgmo pulled off a triple.
He's still got 1 gold this year.
Still, there's a lot of guys that are catching up to him. My guy, Adrian Peterson, he's a freak athlete that no one can compare to in football. He has the speed to compare to the fastest of running backs. He is hard hitting. He threw a guy on Cleveland in the preseason last year. I mean, it shows how powerful and strong he is. There are things that you and I, regular people, can't do.
But other guys are still running. I mean, there are other running backs in the NFL who are
Yeah, but there's
successful.
none of them like him. He does too many things.
All right. Well, other sports are exciting. We all know that. But which sport do you think is the most exciting out of all of them?
You know, to me, the highlights of the NFL and football are the most exciting because of the diversity of them. You don't know what's going to happen when you see an NFL highlight come up on SportsCenter because it could be a nice play, it could be a run, a throw, a hard hit. There are so many different things you could look forward to.
Absolutely. I actually have to agree with you there. The NFL is so diverse. It mixes finesse with brutality. You've got the hard hits, the ones that we remember, like Sheldon Brown is hitting Reggie Bush, where Reggie Bush was just doubled over afterwards, just in pain. And then you have the catches that we all remember, the passes that we remember. You've got the Santonio Holmes toe tap in the Super Bowl. You had the David Tyree holding the ball to the helmet. We all remember these things, and they make for great stories and great highlights.
There's no doubt. But on the other side of things, which highlights do you think are most boring to watch?
I'd have to say tennis.
Oh, please.
Okay. Tennis is, you've got occasional good highlights. You've got, you know, Rafael Nadal sliding across the clay every now and then and
Which
hits
is
the
exciting.
ball. You've got Roger Federer hitting the ball between his legs, but that doesn't happen all the time. It's just most of the time the matches just consist of guys hitting a ball over a net and the other one hitting it back or not at all. We're missing
Christine,
it.
we're talking about highlights here, the plays that they show on SportsCenter,
and
the highlights of the match.
And ones that they show on SportsCenter are like the aces. Well, those happen like a dozen times in a match.
They don't
That's
show
not that
aces.
exciting.
Aces are like half a second plays that just happen. I'm talking about things where the players go to the extremes of their ability. They show incredible athleticism. Regular people can't do it. The excitement and athleticism in tennis is not boring at all. Golf is boring to watch. I can accept that it's impossible to do those things that they do, but it's either going to be a ball really close to the hole if it's a top highlight, and if it's not, a fan's going to get hit in the face or it's going to go in the woods or something.
You have to remember highlights. We're talking about highlights. Do you remember the Tiger Woods 2005 Masters chip shot? Everybody remembers that. It balanced on the edge of the hole and it dropped in. You've got people hitting fans. That's a highlight. That's exciting. You've got guys in the water hitting balls out of the water with their pants rolled up to their knees. That's a highlight. That's exciting. Holes in ones. Those don't happen all the time. That's a highlight. That's exciting.
It's not exciting because you know it's going to happen. If they're showing a ball go near the hole, you know it's going to happen. That's all the time we have for now, but stay tuned because One-on-One returns. I'm going to be joined by a couple guys discussing the phenoms in sports. Stay tuned.